Hi, and welcome back to the Critical Misses channel. Uh, we have quite a lot to get into, so how about we do a quick recap? Last we left our wonderful coterie of kindred. They had just had a meeting with the Prince of Detroit. They were invited to come to one of the Prince's favorite restaurants and spend time with one of the Prince's favorite people that doesn't live in the city of Detroit. Um, Before that happened, it was a much needed respite, considering the previous night's events included several people almost dying, one person actually dying, and Victoria making contact with a mage. After that, in order to save Emerson's life, a friend of Victoria, Genevieve, uh, attempted to sire the young ghoul, but the mixture of her Malkavian blood with the Ventru blood that was already inside Emerson resulted in him becoming a caitiff, which is a vampire with no clan. After this occurred, they were invited and went to the aforementioned dinner where they met a lovely celebrity and debutante among most of the kind, the ever vibrant Bella Boondoggles, and she had important information to deliberate unto the group. It was the names of the higher up members of the oh god, what are they called? The Anarch regime and presence in Michigan at large. And with those names and that checked off their list, there is nothing left for our kindred to do but to go up north to the Upper Peninsula, which is the other thing that they were tasked to do from the prince. There was also a very intimate and, for lack of a better word, a very human conversation shared between Fee and a close person to them named Mal, in which, as Fee drifted off to the sort of stasis of slumber, they heard a very odd sound that they hadn't heard in about 5 or so years. Um, so we are going to pick up at the dawn of the next night. You all are, I suppose, the dusk of the next night. You all are waking from your slumber as the sun goes down. There is a message in the group chat that is from Edwin that says Leopold is ready whenever you all are to begin the journey, and an address of where to meet. So, is there anybody who has something they would like to do? Show of hands. Minerva.
I wanted to check up on Charlie.
Okay. Charlie is. Are you going to physically check up on Charlie? Did you want to do some social media snooping?
Um, a little of both. I like to do a little social media snoop before I go kick down his door in person.
Okay. You see that his Twitch stream hasn't really gained too much traction or attention. He's mostly a shit poster on Twitter. Seems pretty par for the course.
Okay. Like to go see Charlie if possible.
Um, the last that you knew of Charlie, he was staying at the King Estate.
I know that place is not safe. I'm gonna text. Can I text Charlie? I like that
Sure.
text. Hey Charlie, just want to check in with you and maybe meet up. Want to grab some blood, coffee? I don't know if you eat.
And he goes, "Oh, sorry, Minnie. I actually am doing a thing. I'm out in New York."
Why?
Something for the sire, and he puts like an exasperated emoji.
Who's your sire again?
And he responds, "Someone's got a lot of questions tonight."
I do, because I realized you may not have told me the truth.
And he puts a tongue stuck out emoji. Uh, and after that, he says, my sire is Lyman Padalecko. I don't know if you've met him.
Is there a way I can insight check this?
You can certainly attempt to.
I would love to. Press
Um,
X to doubt.
yeah, go ahead and make me. Hmm. You know, it's gonna be insight. Oh my god, I just closed my character sheet. That's the absolute opposite of what I wanted to happen just now. God bless. I literally do this professionally. Um, Go ahead and make me insight plus technology.
Plus technology?
Yeah.
Well,
Because
2 days.
you're interpreting this over text, so you can't gauge the body language or the tone because it's just words on a screen.
So that's a messy crit on my hunger die and another success. So 3 successes.
Okay.
Am I getting hungry?
You hear the voice of Isis come from over your shoulder and say, "Lying little boy."
It's really not rude to lie. Can I just call him? I'm just stop texting him. I'm just calling him now.
You hear the line connect and he says, "Hello."
Dude, like, it's not polite to lie. I know your sire's not Lyman.
That is correct, but I can't tell you who it is.
Can't or won't?
I have been instructed not to on threat of my life, so I'm going to go with a hard can't there, boss.
It's not the priest, is it?
No, I don't think that guy's a vampire.
The dude's weird. Anyways, okay, well, text me when you're back. We need to talk. Also, like,
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
If anything poggers happens in the UP, let me know. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah. Wait, how do you know about that?
Is there anything else you wanted?
Charlie?
Yeah, what's up?
How'd you know about that?
Know about what?
UP?
Not since I became kindred.
Okay, we're gonna talk. Bye.
Okay. So the line disconnects. Ray, you hear Minerva cackle from I would assume her room.
I'm gonna kill that boy. Whatever. All right.
Hey, Minnie.
Uh-huh.
Do you have anything you like to do for fun?
I like to read. I stitch sometimes.
Uh-huh. What about like games? Do you like to play games?
I like board games. I'm very, very good at Catan. And that one game with the words that I can never remember, but like you like flip of the words, and if you have the matching card, you have to yell out a word faster than the other person. It's very stressful, but very fun.
Do you have these games?
I have Catan.
Okay, we're gonna go and get that, and we're gonna bring it with us, because you need to relax.
I'm fine.
I'm not even the therapist, and I can tell that there's something wrong.
I'm fine. Thank you. Are you in the room with me?
I'd be like poking my head in.
I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine. Is Petal in the apartment?
Petal's in your room.
Petal, what do we do about you?
Now.
You want to come with, or you want to stay?
Just look.
What about the book, Ray? Should we? I'm kind of reticent to leave it.
It's safe.
Can we bring it with us?
Maybe.
Would you mind?
We might. Look, I'm not going to tell you where it is because, honestly, I think you're great. I think you're lovely. Can't trust you with that book, though. And as much as it's great to, like, you know, give you commands to do things, I'd rather you want it, you know? And if I have to do that again, it's not going to be fun. So I'm just not going to tell you where the book is.
You don't have to tell me where the book is, but can we at least bring it with us when we leave?
Maybe.
Please. Please, Ray.
It might be coming with us. It might not.
Could I convince you to bring it with us somehow?
What would you do to convince me?
Want to go to a club?
That's not enough.
I don't know how to
I can go to a club with Fee anytime.
Yes, but you can't normally go to a club with me, and I know that it's a little unusual.
It is. That's true. But not enough to tell you where the book is. Or even give you an idea of where it is. But seeing you all excited right now and like frustrated about like where it is kind of exciting.
Well, let me know if there's something I can do to convince you. I guess I should continue packing things for the trip. Maybe you'll pack the book?
Maybe.
Okay.
You should pack some games.
Just they're so bulky. I'll pack some card games.
Are you worried about not being able to carry it?
Yeah, I mean, just, you know,
it's not good. Super strong.
Well, it's bulky, you know. It's not that like I can't carry it. It's just that it's just bulky, and you know, it just, you know, I don't want to weigh us down with like unnecessary things, right? Because if we're going out there and like sort of trekking out in the, you know, who knows where, you know, just.
I mean, I guess. Well, look, I don't play these kinds of games. What is there like something that you can carry with you, like a card game or something?
I have an old Magic the Gathering deck.
Sure, whatever. You can teach me how to play that.
Cool. I'll bring my 2 decks. Okay. Cool.
Right.
And as you two begin to pack up your things that you plan to take the UP fee, I think you also wanted to do something you mentioned.
I did. First things first, make a quick little Irish exit out of Mal's place. And then send a text to Victoria to say, can we meet up before we do it? Can we meet up before we do with the gang? Gang? Coterie.
There you go.
Chill.
Okay.
Cool, I'll head over.
You are you making your way to...
Oh, wait, where are you going to?
Probably the King Estate.
Oh.
Because that's where I assume you are.
You guys can have negotiated like a place to meet.
Yeah, we'll figure something. Yeah, not the King Estate. We'll meet somewhere else.
Cool. Like a park or something. I don't know.
Sure. That way we can park our conversation.
So as you guys
mistake.
meet up together, it's fairly chilly. As he steps out of their limousine, and Victoria is there already waiting, sunglasses on, stern as usual.
Hello. Ready for a little trip later?
What is it you wanted to talk to me about, Fee?
Right. Okay. So here's the thing. You heard last night when the prince was talking about Kirla, right?
Yes.
Yes. Um, and she's supposed to die, which I'm fine with. Whatever. Um, Unless people telling me what to do is good. Um, but I had someone tell me recently that if I didn't like how things were running, then I should do it myself. Here's the thing. I don't really want to do that. But I know you do. And I know you pretty well. And I feel like if you were in charge, you would have more important things to do than pay attention to my nonsense. Correct?
Generally speaking, yes. But you
Right.
do still have a seat at the table, so I would not ignore you completely.
Yeah, I know, but we can talk about that later. Um, so uh, when Kirla is dead,
Hmm.
do you want her?
As in, do I want her assets?
Her blood. So one particular asset. I'll take the money. I can still use that.
So you plan to drain her dry before killing her?
I don't. I'm asking if you would like to.
So you want me to help kill her? Otherwise, I do not know how I would acquire her blood before she is deceased.
I am. Sure, if you'd like. Up to you. But
I guess I'm a little confused about what exactly you are offering. You say after she is dead, you offer her blood to me.
dead,
But
staked.
different. Quite different.
Yeah,
Oh,
semantics.
you do understand if, let's say, I do take over the responsibilities that would be yours. You would be answering to me on occasion.
I'd rather you than others.
You do have to understand. I am interested in your proposal, yes, but I do have my own style to take care of first, of course.
Oh, of course, but yeah, blood of two, maybe three, if that Baron is on play. Kindred stationed above yourself, that's
Oh, the
not something
Baron
to
is
laugh at.
decidedly dead.
Ah. No, nevertheless, the blood of two kindred stationed above yourself, it's not something to laugh at.
Do you know how diablerie works?
I'm familiar, yes.
So, suggesting such a thing to me is perhaps, if I would have known that was the conversation, I would have perhaps booked a more secure location, but what is to understand?
It's the middle of the night, there's no one around. No one of
Come
consequence.
to think of it, how about this? I will help you with your style if you accompany me or rather you assist me with a matter I need. You have a charming personality.
I
It may
try.
come in hand. Respectful,
Well, of
most.
course.
I will call you when that meeting is arranged, and I do expect you to make time. Are we in
I-
agreement?
We are. I do enjoy making new friends.
And considering all the things considered, you can leave club operations to me. I will take care of all the business side of things. Let you have more fun.
All right.
Then I think we are in agreement. And we shall see each other later for our trip.
Yes. Road trip.
As you return to your respective vehicles, the camera shifts to Genevieve. Genevieve, you are awoken from your rest in a very different manner than your four compatriots. You are awoken by the frantic, panting, terrified voice of your sire, Ophelia. It says, Genevieve, Genevieve, wake up, up,
Yeah.
darling,
Yeah,
eyes open,
I'm awake.
paying attention?
Yes.
And she's just looking at you, hands tightly gripping your shoulders, concern. Don't, I can't say much. Don't know what it will change. And I did not foresee this happening. Whatever you do, don't tell it your name. Understand me, Genevieve?
Don't tell it my name.
Do not give it a fake name or say nothing if you must, but if you do not tell it your name and tell your compatriots the same thing if you care for their safety.
Tell what?
Understood? I don't exactly know. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone who finds themselves anywhere inside or out of the gender spectrum, my name is G. And welcome to Under the Pale Cold Sun, Episode 11, The Upper Peninsula. Joining me today, I have a wonderful coterie of kindred, starting with our resident Toreador, the lovely Rowan.
Hello, lovely people. My name is Rowan. My pronouns are they, them. Tonight I am playing Fiorentino de Calza, a resident Toreador, whose pronouns are also they, them. And right below me is my friend Alicia.
Hello. I am Alicia, and I will be playing Victoria Beastale. And yes, my hair does feel wonderful in person. Moving array.
Hi, my name is Bo, and I play Ray Renault, the kooky Malkavian, the dualistic Malkavian. I have to find an adjective for that. Both of our pronouns are they, them, and I'm happy to be back. It's been so long. I've missed you all.
Have everyone's favorite blood mage.
It's me. Hello. I'm Darby, and I'm playing Minerva, who's definitely Minerva and will always has been Minerva. Our
Yep.
local Jameer. Passing it up.
Hi, I'm Anita, and I am playing Genevieve Clark tonight, or Starlight, because apparently I'm not supposed to give anything my real name. My pronouns are she, they, and so are Genevieve's. Also, this is the episode where I'm stress eating tonight, so I have a massive bag of Twizzlers. This is one of two.
So, I think we can just pick the scene up right back then. you see that she says, I I I don't exactly know. And as you can imagine, that is odd for me. I believe the script has changed.
What do we know that can do that? What do we know that can have power over you with your name? Would I be able to make an occult check?
Yes, you can make an occult plus. Let's call it occult plus
Occult plus intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just do a quick, where in the heck is my character sheet? There it is. There's Genevieve. Occult plus intelligence, that is 7 dice for me. And that is 4 successes.
Okay. With 4 successes, you have heard tales, mostly from other Malkavians, of creatures that can walk between planes and realms of existence, that can mess with time. They are supposedly creatures that are made of the very magic that the mages you know of bend to their will on a daily basis. Their form is made up on it, and they manipulate time. They walk from dimension to dimension. They're creatures known as the Fae.
So some sort of fae being.
That is not good, Genevieve. It's not good at all.
And if we're talking about the fae, then wouldn't necessarily be good to give them our names or make a deal.
No.
Or
No
accept
names.
a gift.
No deals.
No gifts.
Gifts are tricky, but I would just err on the side of caution, yes. Remember that there is... The Fae are so insidious because they will place you into positions where you need their gift. That is what makes them the most dangerous. They will not wait for you to simply accept it, and the ones that do, those are the kind Fae.
But the one that you are thinking about, Unseelie, we think?
I've no idea.
Oh no.
It didn't feel kindred. It felt... I don't know what it felt like. Nothing I've felt before. Then again, I suppose I've never spoken to an antediluvian.
I have.
Really?
Yes. A few days ago, during one of my visions, I believe I spoke with Osiris.
Well, as far as antediluvians go, I suppose that's at least a semi-kind one.
Yes.
Any words of wisdom from the rebirthed king?
Vagaries, unfortunately.
We suspected, I suppose. Well, in any case,
We seem to be dealing with a lot of antediluvians lately, and what's more, there was a feeling the other night. I believe Osiris has awoken. Out of Topor.
Okay, 2 then.
Yes.
Wonderful. I was hoping I was finally losing my senses. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but afraid I must be. There is not really much we can do, unfortunately. It's not as though we can deny the requests of the prince simply because of visions.
No, not necessarily. And Atreus is... The young wolf could need some guidance.
Yes.
He sees
It's
me.
important that he gets it.
I walk about in his dreams, apparently.
Really?
Yes.
And she just sort of stares at you and goes, My. Is that what the sleepwalking is about?
Yes, I think.
Hmm.
We're connected in ways I don't know how yet.
Yes, I'm not sure I understand why.
I was the first to see him.
The boy just clung on to you.
I suppose.
Imprinting is a thing that the guru do, especially at such a young age.
I suppose. There are a lot of pieces. Between the antediluvians, the demons, now the Fae, and the priest with that bag of evil looking to poison the wellspring.
Quite a sinister thought. Suppose we should get to thwarting then. And she stands up, and you see color doesn't return to the face. She's ashen pale as usual, but that sort of brilliant smile returns to the face and says, Matters to ponder, but not to focus on at the moment. Let's simply take this scene by scene and trust that we'll get what we're trying.
If only I had someone that knew the larger picture.
Yes, I am unfortunately only behind the camera, so my viewfinder is limiting my scope. Now, if you could find a producer of the script, that might change things.
Well, there's the editor.
Yes, they control everything in the end. But, enough metaphors and similes. You have somewhere to be, as do I.
I do. And Genevieve will grab the bag that they packed the night before.
All right. And, you all, unless someone had something else they wanted to do before you met up. Wonderful. You all make your way to the address given on the note, on the message in your group chat. And as you make your way there, you all arrive and you see that Leopold is standing there wearing this sweatsuit. It's like a gray hoodie and gray sweatpants that were clearly sold together, probably at a gas station for like $45. And you see next to him, standing in a black leather biker's jacket, is a very stern person with sunglasses on, shaven head. And as you all approach, he says, Friends, friends, glad to finally see you.
Hello.
Yes, yes, it is good to always see you every evening that we can share. This is my compatriot. He will be joining us. His name is Jericho.
Before we arrive, I would have given them all the heads up on.
The names thing.
Yeah.
Kind of important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyone new you meet, don't give them your full name. A nickname if you have to.
and Jericho sort of nods at you all. And Leopold goes, well,
Is Nymeria coming?
and you see in the large RV, she pokes her head out, waves, and goes, "Yes, I'm set up. I have books that I have to piece together."
Do you need help?
Yes, actually. And as you rush into the RV to help assist with the books, we're going to rewind the clock back a bit to a phone call that I would imagine is had in solitude.
Correct.
The phone answers. Hello.
Hello? I believe I had a business business transaction.
Indeed, you did. I have been waiting
Indeed.
patiently on your call.
Things got a little hectic. My apologies for the delay. Is the item still available for purchase?
In fact, it is.
Perfect.
Now, how much exactly is the item worth to you?
I believe well, first I'd like to confirm, is this a one of a kind item?
Indeed, it
multiple?
is. And that you have as my word as a mage. I can provide you something more concrete if you'd prefer when we do the transaction.
I see it did. I believe what I indicated before is that I would double the Azel Biles number, which if you confirm what that is.
Yes. So
Well,
the price of the other one was access to resources, information, things that a young mage needs to really get ahead in this game.
of course.
Now, the Baron of Paris offered me quite a bit, so I'm hoping you would have access to equal resources.
Well, considering that I have a seat at certain tables and a felony to claim myself, I imagine I could.
Interesting.
Not in Paris, admittedly.
Well, barons are the same everywhere they go. As long as you have a high enough position of power and you can tell your little pretend mages that you all keep to share their information, then we shouldn't have a problem.
That will be done.
Wonderful. I will get these to you at your earliest convenience.
We can arrange a point. We can arrange a point quickly if you like. I have a little business.
Oh,
Out of state.
apologies. I forget that you don't exactly deal with mages often. And you hear this slight reverberation sort of trickle through the car. And then on the passenger seat, there's a manila envelope that is sealed by lipstick. It's a pleasure doing business with you, Madame Beaster. Truly. Don't lose my number. Perhaps we can cooperate on things in the future.
I am sure we will. A pleasure doing business. And while Victoria is still private, she would look through what all is in the envelope.
Sure.
Ensuring there are no prying eyes.
As you go through the manila envelope, you see that they are major business transfers of the core Jackson Affairs, his core technology company that he's had for upwards of 40 or so years. You also see that there is There's a lot of different things. This is the big money you very quickly put together. This is hundreds of millions of dollars in assets, privatized corporations, yachts, planes, limousines, privatized military company contracts.
We'll be taking all of that immediately.
And
that limits his movements.
There's also something that stands out to you. Jackson owns and controls a small hospital right outside of Bolingbrook, Illinois. Doesn't bring him a lot of money.
Oh.
Hardly brings him any money comparatively.
Well, I need to pull that list of patients now, don't I?
As you pull the list of patients, you go through and go through, and one thing does strike you immediately. Heart patient recovering from a quadruple bypass by the name of Henrietta King.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's so interesting. So Henrietta has already had the surgery?
Yes, and she is currently recovering. She's been recovering for about 2 or so months.
What's her continuing recovery time look like?
It looks like she's going to be in the hospital. If her condition continues to stabilize and improve, she's got about another month. She's old, 88.
Oh, hearts outside of someone's chest are so very fragile, aren't they? We'll keep an eye on her medication doses and such.
Okay.
Make sure nothing unplanned happens to her.
Wonderful. And I will assume that this is something that Victoria will handle personally and won't delineate to anyone?
No, personally.
Fantastic.
Family always deserves a personal touch.
That is correct. So with that having been said, we sort of flash forward back to Minerva running into the RV. Genevieve, you notice that there's an odd... She's not smiling, but in the ride over and even now, Victoria seems both lost in thought, and there's a giddiness to her. There's like, you can feel anticipation radiating from Victoria.
Interesting. Once we get to the place, would I be able to do, because now I'm on edge and I'm suspicious of anyone new because of my talk with Mummy Dearest, would I be able to cast Scry the Soul
on
the newcomer that I haven't met before?
Let me read up on Scry the Soul.
By focusing on a person, the vampire can perceive the state of the person's psyche as a shifting aura of colors. Auras reveal very little precise information, but do provide clues regarding many subjects' emotional state, resonance, and supernatural traits. If looking for a specific condition, the vampire can curiously scan the crowd to detect it. I'm on the lookout for Faye specifically.
Okay. So as you Scry the Soul,
it is a rouse check, and then it needs...
gotta do the ritual.
Yes. It requires a rouse check, and then it is my intelligence plus aspects versus their composure and subterfuge.
Gotcha.
That is a 7 on the rouse check.
Okay, so you do not get hungrier.
And then intelligence plus aspects. Ignore my scroll wheel clicking. That is 6 dice. That is 3 successes.
Okay, so the ritual does succeed,
Mhm.
and you don't need to roll because they are going to choose to fail.
Okay.
You see that the aura is a color of very, very guarded person. They seem vaguely on edge, tight-lipped. And as you are, because this, to perform this ritual, it is verbal and somatic and generally material. And as this is happening, you see that Leopold looks over at you and just has like sort of this slight smile. And once the spell finishes, he goes, I could have simply imparted that knowledge on you. This is Jericho. I'll do a formal introduction for all.
Apologies. I'm a bit on edge recently.
This is Jericho. He is a human who will be our guide through the UP. And he is here to vouch for kindred kind. The coalition doesn't exactly have the best relationship in the past. And likewise, we are here to vouch for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because a former Inquisition member is sort of on major alert at all times, anywhere they go.
That is fair. As you are well aware, we've been targeted recently, so these are precautions that I need to take.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with casting that spell, right, Jericho? And he sort of elbows him. And Jericho just and goes to the driver's seat and gets into the RV.
Oh, look, Mal, you don't even have to drive. Or not. What? Mercedes.
Oh!
Never mind. Listen, I am
What a
fine.
And
It's been a long week, motherfuckers. It's been a long week.
Mercedes sort of like shrugs and goes, "Oh, you take me on the nicest vacations fee." And we'll get into the RV. And eventually you all pile in. It's a very large, very nice camper. There's more than enough room for everyone as far as RVs go. You see that in the sort of upstairs-ish area, there is currently a large spread of books that are open and out that are being closed and reorganized by Minerva and her sire. And yes, she is reorganizing books, gentle conversation, nothing in particular. And eventually you all feel the pull of the RV, and you are officially on the road, headed from Detroit to the Upper Peninsula. A journey that, since you are only traveling at night, will take you considerably longer than it would in the day. And as that first night passes, you all have not designated spots, but there is a sort of rest area. You see that Leopold has brought a full-on coffin, and it's just like, Jericho, be sure to wake me up if anything weird happens. Too late. Mm-hmm.
Genevieve will have brought a set of handcuffs to make sure that they don't wander off into the sunlight in this enclosed space.
Probably smart.
And will set up in the RV's bathroom, because there's probably like a little pole for accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
And will cuff herself to that.
All right. So Genevieve is essentially sleeping in the shower.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you all sort of bed down for the evening. Did anyone have any actions they wanted to take in the first evening in the RV?
In the RV?
Yep.
No. That's not private enough.
Okay.
Can I spend some time reading books and doing relaxing things that Minerva enjoys?
Sure. You spend time reading through your sire's books, reading magical theory. Give me an occult plus intelligence roll.
Okay. Is blood magic involved?
No.
Okay. Then occult 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 7. Yay!
I take it you got my hint that we should bring relaxing things to do.
Uh-huh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes?
Okay. With 5 successes, as you're sort of paging through this book, it's a wide array of topics, but you keep coming back to something odd that is catching your eye over and over. At least all of these books include a fairy tale of some sort. It almost seems like it's odd and usually out of place in sort of these thick science-like texts, but there will be some correlation to a natural phenomena and a fairy tale.
Any particular fairy tales?
It's very widespread.
Okay. Okay. Nymeria? What are these books for?
This is my personal collection.
Huh. Interesting. Why are you organizing them now?
Just because there are people here, and I don't want people to see my books everywhere. I don't want to be in anyone's way.
Fair enough. A lot of fairy tales in here.
And if she could blush, you would see the skin turn red. And she says, I don't only enjoy reading scientific texts, sometimes fantasies, good escapism.
Can I insight check?
Sure. Make an insight plus wits roll.
Hua, hua, hua. Messy crit again. 5 successes.
Okay.
Do I get hungry?
You do not get any hungrier, and she seems to be being truthful.
Okay. I mean, listen, I like a good fantasy book too. Like, just nothing to be embarrassed about. Just making a comment.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Do you want me to file them alphabetically or?
I usually actually file them by the shortest book to the largest.
Oh. Okay.
What kind of monster are you?
And
A vampire.
Hate it.
Oh,
It's
the most horrific thing I've heard in this game.
Which flavor of Ray is currently present for the first night in the RV?
Baby Ray.
Okay.
Baby Ray.
You notice that after you all have stopped for the evening, and Jericho has gotten this large black, sort of blackout covering for the RV, almost as though you were putting it away for the season. And that is to block out all of the sunlight, you very quickly assume. And after he does that, he just comes in, like sits and sort of stares at you all in different intervals.
I would stare right back.
And he curls up into a ball on a couch.
Does
Closes his eyes.
Minerva sleep?
We're like at a campsite sort of thing.
No, you are pulled
Oh, yeah.
off on the side of the road.
Okay. That's
Fun.
good.
Minerva does sleep if she so chooses, yes.
Yeah. Does my willpower come back?
Nope, sure doesn't. So, the sun eventually sets.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
You can't set up someone falling asleep in front of me and then expect me not to act on that.
Go for it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna wait until everyone falls asleep, or at least as long as I can wait. And then I'm going to what's this called again? Silence of the Damned, something like that.
Silence of the Dead.
Silence of Death. We both got it. Anyway, I'm gonna Silence of Death. And I'm going to go sneak over there and feed off of Jericho.
As you reach out and touch this man, you feel like your skin is boiling. And I need you to take 2 boxes of damage.
Oh.
As you touch him, your skin, almost like someone has set your arm on fire, and you recoil. And Jericho immediately shoots up and pulls out this silver and gold pistol and goes, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. And he picks up just the closest heavy thing he can find and throws it at Leopold's coffin and says, get up! And
what is happening?
He is shaking, and the gun is just trained on Ray. So,
Victoria's up very quickly.
Ray?
Oh, what did the baby
Ray?
do?
What?
Listen, okay, he was sleeping, I was hungry,
Hey.
and
Where?
I don't know, I
where-
just
are
couldn't
we?
help
Are we?
myself.
Are we parked somewhere with wood?
you're on the side of the road, so no. You're on the side of a highway, so there's grass and just like a pile of the metal barricades, and you see Leopold comes over, very gently puts
Do
his hand
stakes need to be made of wood?
yes. Yes, that is part of why they work the way they do.
I'm still going to break off part of the barricade.
Button.
Okay. And you see that Leopold is gently lowering the gun and saying, no, Jericho, let's calm
Rolling it
down.
up.
There's no need to be so hasty. This is the young one. You remember I told you about the young one.
Walks over to Ray.
Hi. I'm gonna stop time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab the steak from with the steak
Yeah, hey, she didn't call it that.
from Victoria.
Right.
The stick.
And I'm going to place it right over, just pushing in enough that she'll feel it, and then I'm gonna let go.
And there is a
Staring.
moment, Victoria, where
Okay.
you're walking with purpose towards Ray, and then everything almost sort of glitches. There's just this sort of of your vision, and your hand clenches around nothing, and you feel a prick in your chest.
Try that again, and I will end you.
Kicks him.
Okay.
She kicks them right between the legs.
So go ahead and roll me. What's it called? Brawl plus strength, I suppose.
Whoa. Oh, I didn't actually. I opened the wrong character sheet. Bear with me.
You
Just,
naughty.
Elbow Mercedes and say, wow, it's night 1 and already everything is falling to
Brawl and strength?
pieces. I wish I had some
Brawl
popcorn.
and strength, yes.
Okay. One of those.
And Ray, you can make a dexterity plus. Let's call it brawl as well to try and guard against the blow.
Does my specialization
Okay.
against kindred get me anything?
Yes, it gets you an extra die because you have brawl kindred specifically.
All right. Can I Can I use fleetness?
Um.
Oh no, that's for non-combat dexterity. Never
Yes,
mind.
that is correct.
Okay. It's not gonna be good because I'm not good at physical fighting. So that is 3 successes with both of them on the hunger dice.
Okay. So
one
you guys
of them is a
sort of-
crit. Sorry, on the
You
hunger
guys
dice.
sort of tie, and as Victoria rears back to kick, Ray, you bring up your shin to block it, and then suddenly everything goes dark, and you both feel a hand on your chest, and you all hear, almost omnipresent, "Now, children, is all of this really necessary? I assure you, the situation has been handled. I appreciate your proactivity, Miss Beaster. And Ray, I understand your midnight cravings. I will remind you that Jericho is a friend. There will be no feeding on you. I have fresh food for you in the trunk, should you require some. You simply need to ask. I would ask you all to cooperate as though we were all a team, because we are. But if that is not possible, and you all suddenly feel your vision begin to haze, and you don't breathe, but you still sense that same sensation of the air becoming thinner, then we will have a problem. And the lights, the shadows sort of fade, and the lights slowly come back. And you see that Leopold is now holding the stake, the tape recorder, and has the gun in his front waistband, and says, "Now, can I return these toys to you, children, or are you going to continue to use them to hurt yourself?"
Depends if this one has learned what consent means, since apparently they temporarily forgot.
And I'm sure that such an esteemed professor knows very well how to learn a lesson quickly. Isn't that right, Ray?
I mean, I was just gonna feed a little bit. It's not like I was gonna
Did
kill
they
him.
consent to it? No.
Do the people
then
that you
keep
kill
moving.
consent to you killing them?
But killing is evil. Feeding doesn't have to be.
You're gonna
You
argue. I'm
make
sorry.
it
You're gonna
so.
argue over the semantics of feeding over killing. Killing is
Do you
just.
think they are the same?
Just gonna
Then you
slide the
haven't been a
bathroom
kindred
door
very well.
open.
You're just wrong. You're just
Genevieve
wrong.
And Minerva, you all see Leopold sort of. Okay. Well, if you two would like to continue this discussion of morality, please feel free to. And he hands you the tape recorder back. He hands you the stake back and sort of holds onto it as you grab it and looks at you, then releases it and hands Jericho.
You can keep it if you want.
He hands Jericho's gun back and says, "Now then, I require a lot more sleep than the rest of you do. So if you're going to debate philosophical moralities, just do it quietly. That's all I ask." And he returns to his coffin and leaves the lid open.
Right? Why don't we? What? You just come this way. What do you want to? Why don't you sleep next to me? And just, go.
If you cannot understand the difference between the hunger for life and the hunger for death, you need to get an understanding.
There's a difference between feeding for sustenance and murdering for pleasure. Yeah.
You argued it was semantics before. Have you changed your mind again?
You're arguing particularities around whether or not the consent of it is right or wrong. But you're someone who kills people without their consent.
Which is evil. I know that.
Right. So what's your problem with me then? Exactly.
My problem with you, and perhaps it is your more professorly side. Actually, that might be the exact problem. I expect better from you because of the professor, but that is not who you are currently. My mistake. Walks away.
You said that there was someone I could feed on.
You're muted.
You're
Right?
muted.
You see that Jericho, as Victoria walks away, sort of curls up and puts one hand on the pistol and says, "Fucking neck biters." And at your question, Leopold sort of sits up, goes, "Oh, yes," and goes into the bathroom past Genevieve and sort of opens this large cabinet where you would keep towels and things like that. And it opens into this refrigerated area, which Genevieve, you can immediately feel the cold. Just back here, Ray.
I go in.
And you see probably about 7 or 8 people just sort of sat back there, legs crossed, eyes closed.
You just keep them back here?
This is where they live.
Okay. In this, are they cold? Do they need?
I would hope so. It's cold back here.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to one. I'll be like, "Hi. How's it going?"
No response.
Are they? I thought you said they were fresh.
And he sort of leans in and says, "Listen." And you take a second with your heightened senses, and you hear
Oh wow. Okay. All right. It's food, I guess. But I'll just pick one at random and feed off of them.
Okay. As you drink, it is exquisite. It fulfills 2 points of hunger for you for every one that it would. But as your teeth drag away, instead of trails of blood, you see thin lines of slightly moving shadow streaming down from your fangs that very quickly disappears. It says, "All right, good, ready for bed."
What was that?
These are personal projects. Nothing for you really to be concerned about.
I mean, like, that was really good.
I know, it's supposed to be.
What did you do?
And he will take your hand and place the tape recorder in it and says, "Ray,
Uh-huh.
I have been a vampire for over 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
I made this in my spare time.
Mm.
And it can stop time.
Yeah.
I can do a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
It would take me a very long time to explain them all. And I would like to go to sleep."
Counteroffer, we can stop time, and then you can discuss it, and then no time will have passed.
It doesn't, the tape recorder doesn't work on me.
Why? See, now I just have more questions.
All right, I'm putting an end to this. And he pushes you out of the room, closes the door and goes, "Sorry, Genevieve," and just sort of pushes you out through the bathroom, sits you down, and goes, "Do you need a drink of water? It's been a long time since I've dealt with someone as young as you. I don't exactly remember how it works. Are you good?"
Yeah, I'm fine. I know how to sleep. Like, I'm not.
I would love it if you could employ those skills now. That would be wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. I will talk to you tomorrow. And the lid closes.
Weird. Then I will take up Minerva on her offer.
Okay.
I should talk to Leopold about that hazy joking thing because I didn't hate that.
Perfect. And as you all drift to the void until the sun sets, it is day 2 in the RV. It's going to take you until about evening of the 3rd day to get to where you're going in the UP, supposedly, is what Jericho says. So day 2, Leopold's actually driving this time. The difference is marked. Leopold isn't a great driver, but you see Jericho just doesn't argue when he says that he would like to drive. And Jericho just sits in the back, staring at Mercedes. And Mercedes is just arms crossed, staring at him. What would any of you like to do?
Can I organize more books and try to relax?
The books are organized. You can certainly try and
Nerd.
teach how to play Commander if you'd like to.
Oh yeah. Who wants to learn Magic the Gathering on this show of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition?
I'm gonna play my violin over here.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I actually already know how to play Minerva.
Oh, awesome. Do you want I only have these 2 decks. This one's a bunch of wolves, and this one is this 4-color deck. Do you want to play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to do like a 4-color deck.
Cool. I'm trying to relax.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm glad that message got through.
Yeah. Did you, by any chance, did you bring
Bring what?
the book?
I don't think I can tell you that.
I just
It
would
was-
like to know if it's here or if it's there. If it's fine. I don't need to know where it is. I just need to know. Just would like to know. I don't need to know.
The book is safe.
Okay.
Now, I think I was gonna kick your butt at Magic. Is that right?
Good luck.
All right.
Lay, I had a quick question for you. I don't think it will take very long.
Hmm.
I just want to ask, since I know the other one's answer is, would you ever feed without asking someone first?
No.
Okay, that is what I thought. Continue with your game.
Why?
Walks away.
Oh, I
You
guess
can't just walk away like that, Victoria. You got
And
what?
walk away.
Where are you walking to? We're in an RV.
the other end is
Moving.
RV.
She goes into the bathroom to sit with Genevieve.
Yes, actually, she would definitely do that.
Just getting stabbed in the eye by the violin bow.
I'm having
As,
a tiny shower
Ever?
session.
It's a spacious RV. It's not, you
It's an
can't
RV.
Still an RV.
but it's still an RV, yes. At that mention, though, Ray, Fee, you see Jericho scoff and go, "Why? Because you tried to fucking eat me last night."
Ah,
Yeah, that is true.
What?
That's why.
Not you, other you.
Oh.
No, it was a whole thing. Yeah. Victoria almost staked you.
It wasn't made out of wood, so it wouldn't have been staking.
Yeah, hence the air quotes. Leopold resolved it.
Oh.
Everything's fine. We just, Baby Ray and you should have a talk about when you eat people.
Oh, Jericho here is definitely never going to trust you again, but
No.
I don't
It
know if
is
you
a bold
care about
statement
that.
to think that I trust anything without a heartbeat that is currently in this vehicle.
I mean, I can make my heart beat.
And he turns his head to face Mercedes and says, and some traitors I see are also in the vehicle.
All right, now. That's
you see-
unnecessary.
Mercedes smirk and lean forward and say, hey, Jerry, I know that you're not a big fan of Kindred, and honestly, fair, but if you ever come at me like that again, I'm gonna make you swallow that gun. And
I've seen her do it. It's quite impressive.
there is a moment of just a staring match before there's a loud like "Eh," and the whole RV swerves and goes, learn how to drive, asshole. God.
Yes, Leopold. They definitely were driving really badly.
Jeez, I'm crawl. Is there anything anyone else would like to do for
Actually,
the second day?
while Victoria is in the back with
Yes.
Jenny, she also needs to talk to them. Actually, because I can't remember, Victoria will sign real quick. Like, essentially like, do you
Do you
remember?
speak sign language? Yeah.
To
Is she-
Jenny?
Yes.
Genevieve will stop playing the violin. Remember. And I'll sign remember.
There we go. Since this is on sign,
Right.
but basically it's just like, would you mind helping me stay not hungry while we're on this trip? Since Jenny knows.
Happy to help.
Appreciated.
And then that'll be part of the nightly routine. Is making sure that Victoria doesn't get too hungry.
Sure.
Except for power! That never ends!
Yes, there's no end to that.
I mean, that's established.
The end of that is a steak.
And then also I'll ask Leopold about blood bags, because tiny fangs.
Yeah, baggies.
No, that's... I suppose I should explain. And he sort of points to the wheel, like stops for a second, pulls off, and has, I keep wanting to call her Nymeria, begin to drive. Nymeria's been in the passenger seat since you all got up, by the way. And Genevieve, he will lead you to the back and open the door and says, and if Edwin's information is correct, you should probably know about this too. And he will step into the cold room and point to the 7 or so people and say, these are for all of you, any of you. And he will say, Genevieve, if you don't mind, just
All right.
try and feed how your sire does.
I'll try to bite down.
And as you do, you bite, and normally the fangs wouldn't be sharp enough to pierce the skin. But Harper warning for Harper.
Harper,
Warning Harper.
mute your stream.
Aging Harper.
But
I'll give you this when you're clear.
But the skin tears almost like tissue paper. It is possible even for your baby fangs to pierce the flesh, and you drink, and it's kind of weird. You've watched other kindred do this your entire life and drunk from bags, and it's odd to feed like a normal kindred. It tastes great, though.
Taste is good, but the mouth feels off.
And then you see shadow begin to cling to the walls, and everyone's hearing sort of dampens and muffles, and you can tell that Genevieve is saying something, but you can't really understand what she's saying. And Leopold will lean over to Victoria and say, it will also provide for you. So, feed at your leisure. And the shadows sort of creep down. And Genevieve is very pale. So even more so than with Ray, the trails of shadow along the lips and the face are even more pronounced until they burn away in the light.
And then Genevieve will leave the back, just sort of look at Leopold. That's quite interesting trick.
Isn't it?
Mouth feels a little off, but the vitae's quite nice.
Yes, well, it is technically still a work in progress. I'd be lying if I didn't say I thought that this would be a great time to test it out.
I appreciate it, absolutely.
Of course.
Can I
Yes.
do something before the end of this
Sure.
night? Could I collect some of my vitae in a bottle?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Also, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Alicia. I see you already handled the Harper thing. So yeah, you managed to let some blood and collect it.
How much blood does this spell take?
Probably an amount.
Can I try casting Heart of Stone just for shits and giggles?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Nymeria, I found this. Edwin gave me this new spell, and I kind of want to try it out.
Nymeria is still in the passenger seat, even after you've stopped for the night.
You want to watch?
And she said, yes, I can be there in, just a minute.
Okay. Wow, that's a long spell.
It is. It does a lot of things.
Dang.
So, go ahead and make me a rouse check and then a ritual check. You can automatically succeed on this ritual check if you'd like to.
Oh, and how would I automatically succeed if the book is not with me?
You would just have to spend a point of willpower.
My whole 2 points
Got
of willpower.
plenty of those
huh?
laying around, right?
I'm just saying. It's a cool spell.
How long does the spell last?
It lasts until you let it drop. Even if the book says something that is not the case, Edwin's version lasts until you let it drop. This is one of Edwin's personal spells that he has worked on and perfected, so it is not the normal Stoneheart spell.
Cool. How do I make a rouse check?
A rouse check, you just roll your hunger dice, which you should only have one, I believe.
Yeah. Yeet.
Is that a bestial
So-
failure?
One.
Obviously, it went well.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
So, as you are doing this, and as you resolve to, no, you can pull this ritual off by yourself. You don't need to draw from that well of power. You hear a voice that says, "Now, Minerva, let me help you. This is a new spell. You wouldn't want anything to go wrong. So I'll ask you again. Would you like to use a willpower point to automatically succeed your ritual task?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Okay, why not? What's
Okay.
the worst that can happen?
If you
No
would like to.
emotion.
So much.
Okay. So you feel the sort of warm light and the flutter of feathers as you complete this spell, and your face becomes neutral. Everything feels whatever. You're apathetic towards everything. Any anxiety you had about going to the UP, wherever the book is,
Nice.
the people around you, whatever. And you see eventually that Nymeria does come to the upper deck and sort of looks at you, and immediately furrows the brow and goes, "Now, what are you doing with a Stoneheart spell?"
Edwin passed it off to me.
I would figure he's somewhat of an expert on the spell.
Yep.
Any particular reason?
Meh.
Right. Great. I believe that I'll be sleeping in the passenger seat for the foreseeable future. I feel like you have, three's a crowd. So,
What?
nothing. Feel free to read through any of the books as you would like. If you need me, I'm probably like 30 feet away. So
Yeah, sure.
wonderful.
Cool.
So, is there anything else that anyone would like to do in the evening? Fee.
Hi. While Minerva is doing her spell and talking to Nymeria, I'll pull Ray off to the side. Hey, so I was listening earlier, because I'm always listening, and what were you and Minerva talking about with the book?
Right. You know that book that we found a while ago?
The fancy, the spell
Yeah.
book.
Well, a few nights ago, whatever entity resides in this book seems to have taken control of Minerva.
Oh.
She was not herself.
Well, that's not ideal.
No.
She's fine now.
Yes, I managed to get the book away from her, though she seems to be focused on it. Slightly obsessive, wanting to get it back. But I've been keeping it away from her. Doesn't know where it is.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I know a little thing or two about passengers on your consciousness, and I don't exactly wish it on anyone else.
Right. Do you think we need to be worried?
Pausing for a second. Did Minerva tell me that she thought it was ISIS? No? Okay. Anything that can do that is probably quite dangerous.
It's you and I would know. It's difficult to sway another kindred's mind, let alone completely conquer it.
I don't exactly... Look, I'm new at this. I don't really know what to do here. This is outside of my area of expertise.
Mm.
This is magic. Brains are complicated, but they're not magic.
No. Magic is. I tend to stay away from that. I think it would probably be a good idea to talk to Nymeria. She would know more.
I'm reluctant to trust Nymeria.
Of all of our sires, Nymeria is the one that I have any faith in.
She would know more than any of us.
She would.
And maybe as Minerva's sire, she might have some semblance of kinship or caring, if that exists among kindred.
From what I've seen of their relationship. Besides, I'm pretty sure the only other powerful mage we know is Hypnost, and I trust that fucker as far as I can throw him.
Weirdly, I trust him.
Alicia, I didn't hear what you said.
I said you're kindred, so that's actually pretty far.
Right, but like, so is he. So.
Yeah, but that's a weight thing. You could still throw him pretty far if he was willing.
Willing to bet he's stronger than me.
Oh yes, he could stop you. But if he
Listen, all right,
you,
listen, this is not important.
isn't it though? For science, no, continue.
No, poet, not a scientist. Yeah, I talked to Nymeria.
Right. Can I see Minerva from where we are? Or rather, could Minerva see us?
No, not from where you're standing.
I don't
Minerva
remember.
is like up a side ladder, and there's a whole floor above y'all.
Okay. Without saying anything, I'm going to turn on Silence of Death, which I'm going to mix up every time and say something related to it, but not exactly that every single time. And
Valencia de Malt.
I'm going to very, very quietly pull out the book from the back of my pants. And
you reach for the book. There's nothing there. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, dude.
That's what I thought.
Talk about a bookend.
Oh,
Hey.
I wonder if someone has their book back.
Okay, we're gonna take a
So,
10-minute break.
Get some water, do some stretches.
Ah,
Oh,
Scream
Well,
like
you
that.
had it with you when you came in the RV. There's only so many
Good.
places it can be.
this is true.
Real.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
so
be back.
hello. Welcome back. Last we left, these folks were approaching their second evening in the RV, and Ray realized that something they thought they had is not in their possession.
What's wrong? You look concerned.
Minerva,
Am I in the middle of this ritual still?
No, this would be after you have finished the this would be after you finish the Stoneheart ritual.
Yep.
come here, please.
Okay. Quick question. How do I feel about the book if I think about it?
It's useful, powerful.
Mm-hmm. Am I as
You
apathetic about it as I am everything else?
You, without the mess of emotion that comes with that clouds your logic, you kind of see the truth for what it is, and that your connection to the book exists if you have it or not. So you're
Okay.
Minerva comes from the upstairs area.
Minerva, where's the book?
I don't know where the book is. Isn't that the whole point?
You didn't take it?
I didn't even know it was here. If I do recall, I asked you several times if it was here, if it was back at home, and you said it's better if I don't know.
Right, we have a problem.
Okay.
The book is gone.
Did you have it with you when you came in to the
Yes.
RV? Well,
So
then
far
it
as
must
I
be
know.
somewhere- Then it must be somewhere in the RV.
Can I use heightened senses?
Sure.
Can I smell my own, like, old blood anywhere?
Nope.
Who else knew about the book, Minerva?
Nymeria, I guess.
I'll go get her.
In the passenger seat.
Tap on her shoulder. Nymeria, we have a magic sort of question. And I
Yes.
know nothing about that. Could you come give us a hand?
Certainly. And she
Thank you,
turns
darling.
and steps up, yes. What's the issue?
Apparently, Ray brought the book, and now the book's gone.
I have the book.
Problem solved.
Yes, I'm reading it in the passenger seat.
See? Nothing to do with me.
You couldn't have said anything, told me that you were taking it?
Apologies, I suppose.
Can I insight check, Nymeria?
Yeah, this isn't her.
You can make an insight check, -2 dice. Insight and wits.
Can I do the same?
You can. Yours does not minus any dice.
Cool.
Dang.
And I'm good at
Funny thing
this.
about being logical is it dampers your ability to read emotions.
2 successes.
Okay.
6 successes.
She's hard to read. She seems like she doesn't seem particularly worried in any way, shape, or form, but you can't really get a beat on her.
Anything interesting?
Interesting.
Very interesting, actually. Many things that you did not mention to me, actually.
Huh? Like,
Well, you've read the book, Minerva. What is inside of it?
did you read the back?
Yes, I did.
Interesting. And what do you think?
I think it's interesting that you need a Stoneheart spell at the moment.
I just wanted to test something, and yeah, I think theory tested.
Hmm. Well, that's all you all needed of me.
I think Ray would
I'm
feel more
not
comfortable if you gave the book back.
Oh, the book will never be leaving my possession again.
And why is that?
Because the book is very dangerous, and frankly, you neonates should not have it. And it is a grave mistake on my part as your sire and caretaker that I left it with you for as long as I did. And I apologize if you can still hear my apologies.
I mean, the book is useful, and I mean, you take it away, but I think the fact of the matter is, it's kind of too late, Nymeria. I'm connected to that book whether or not it's in my possession or not. So it just might be better if you pass the book back.
I'll like slowly open the. Can I like walk over to the bathroom and like
Mhm.
slowly open it? Just lean my head in and say, "We might need a hand in here in a second."
Fine.
No, I don't believe you'll be getting your spellcasting focus back, Isis. I feel you can do enough damage as you are now.
Isis is not here right now.
Hmm,
What's this mean, Nymeria?
that is debatable.
Is it?
Yes, quite, actually.
I do recall me trying to tell you about something and you just sort of dismissing it, but what changed now?
Well, I will have to say my dearest apologies for thinking that the goddess of life, resurrection, and Egyptian funeral culture. I'm sorry that I thought you were perhaps mistaken. I see now that that is not the case.
As much as my anxiety has clouded a lot of my decision making, I don't believe I've ever lied to you. I've only presented facts and logic.
I really hate this fucking spell. I'll tell you what. I will keep the book until we return from the UP. And after then, I will have more than enough evidence on what I need to know from it.
Hmm.
Pause right there for a second. You guys can RP amongst yourselves. I have to answer my door.
Look, Minerva. You want to remain in control of your body, yes?
Yes, but fact of the matter is, I have a connection with that book, whether or not it's near me. I failed at my ritual initially,
Right.
but you know, it's very useful, this connection. I don't need to succeed. She just lets me.
Is that worth losing your control over your own body? To
Who
not be
says-
yourself anymore? You didn't remember anything of the time that you were possessed, correct?
True, but I mean, she didn't do anything bad. It's pretty.
Didn't. She was hiding. She didn't let us know that she was there. Now that we all know that she exists, she has no reason to hide.
Well, then.
She has no reason not to do whatever it is that she wants, to keep up appearances. If you lose yourself, you have no way of holding her back. You have no way of stopping this.
I suppose. Why don't you
But-
just ask her yourself? I don't know. Isis, you wanna say something? Since we all know you're here.
There's no response.
Looks like it's just me.
My fear is that if you continue to use this book, you will lose all ability to control it, and you will lose yourself. Now, I don't know what exactly it's giving you other than the ability to cast those spells. But it can't be worth your life.
I think the more important question is, what is it costing you? Because these magics don't necessarily come without a price.
I suppose my grip is a little looser, but nothing important.
What happens when you lose your grip? You become possessed again? You become her avatar?
I don't know. I can ask her. Minerva's just gonna hold out her hand, like, for the book.
I'm not giving you the book.
Well, then why don't you
has that
ask
not been
her?
made clear?
Then why don't you ask her?
Because I don't think we should talk to her,
Well,
Minerva.
why not?
Oh,
She's just another person. She's just a kindred like us.
you see Leopold sort of step in and say, come on now, Nymeria. Do not act so high and mighty. Don't you remember when we were young and thirsted for knowledge so recklessly? I will do what I can to put it in sort of a pocket dimension. That way Nymeria doesn't have it, that Minerva doesn't have it. And I will ensure that your sire keeps her word, that the book is returned to you when you return from the Upper Peninsula.
Can I add a caveat to that?
Please.
Can you make it so that Genevieve is the only one that can access it?
Why me?
Why Genevieve?
Because you have no stake in this.
That's fair.
It would be Genevieve and myself, but I could make an exception, yes.
Alright.
Can't understand why you're all so bothered.
I think they're bothered because they care about you, Minerva.
Do they? We all sort of coexist with each other. Although I suppose the spell makes me rather apathetic, so maybe ask me when the spell's done.
When will the spell be done?
Whenever I feel like it. I think it'll be good to have while we're up there, but you know.
In my experience, having your emotions typically is more of an asset than a liability.
Edmund seems to get by just fine.
Does he?
He's still alive, isn't he? Dampening the emotions is only the side effect of this spell. I mean, if you tried to stab me through the heart, I'd probably be fine. A little hardier now, given who we are going to meet.
Well, your heart is stone, don't let it go cold, Minnie.
This is priceless. You fucking neck biters can't go 5 minutes without arguing amongst each other.
We didn't ask for your opinion.
And you call this cooperation. And Leopold goes,
like
Jericho?
not like kind or much better. I do recall several wars happening because of kind not being able to agree with one another.
Oh, is that what you recall? Because what I recall is the literal millennia of every major world event being pulled by one of you heartless fucking bastards. You manipulate and guide us as little tools and pawns in your fun games to keep yourself excited and interesting and in control and running things, and the kind are just cattle.
I mean, yes, that's what the
I'm s-
name is.
I'm sorry. Who invited him?
He is necessary.
No,
However,
surely not.
not all of him is necessary. And if he wishes to keep all the limbs he came in with, I would recommend his silence. And he sort of, don't be mad because you know I'm right.
Sorry, I couldn't hear over all the mooing. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed.
And Minerva ascends the ladder.
How did Nymeria react earlier to Leopold's suggestion?
Nymeria seems to have accepted that she's not really going to have a choice. You can tell from the magics that were used and the general disposition and just the aura that comes off of Leopold that Leopold is probably her senior power wise. And thusly, she doesn't really have a choice in what's going to happen with the book. She didn't seem to hate the idea. She just was just like, well, I guess that's what's going to happen. And speaking of which, you see that Leopold will take the book and is not touching it. There is shadows that cling to it and bring it to him. And you watch as he begins to mutter and drags a finger almost in an S shape in the air. And you all hear reality split open briefly and a black inky void inside where he tucks the book and then wipes his hand up and the line disappears and he leans over to Genevieve and says, oh, since you need to access it, I apologize, this may be a bit uncomfortable. And he puts a finger on each side of your temple and you all watch as shadows grow from the wrists and spread across the base, almost like spider-like veins as the eyes go completely white for a second. And then he releases and says, all right, you should be able to access it if necessary, but only if necessary.
Only in emergencies.
Yes? Wonderful. So, we will arrive tomorrow. Isn't that fun?
Yippee.
At least you won't be stuck in this RV anymore. I suppose that I should give you all a more formal instruction. We are going to be coming upon the sort of shared grounds of what is called the Coalition. There's all manner of creatures who are a part of the Coalition. It's sort of a no man's land, theoretically. It's where a lot of others can go if they have been displaced. You may see ghosts, you may see changelings, obviously Guru. You may see some kindred who have alienated themselves from society. There are lots of things in the Upper Peninsula, essentially. So, be aware of that.
And Genevieve will give a very pointed look to everyone.
Right.
Yes?
Oh, who else knows that we're up here? Or should know that we're up here?
Are you asking me that or Leopold?
Leopold.
It is a fairly restrictive list of people. It is obviously you all. It is the Prince, Edwin, Ophelia. The Vulture also is aware. I believe that is it.
Anyone who was
Kept to
in the Elysium, I would suppose.
Yes, kept to the upper circle.
Yeah, because someone else does know that we're going up here. Charlie.
Well, that is. Yes, Lyman is a member of the upper circle, and Charlie is one of his contacts, let's say.
but not his sire.
Not my secrets to share.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
Charlie would know because Lyman knows.
Okay. Cool. That's all.
Wonderful. And then, unless anyone has anything else they'd like to do in the eve, yes, Victoria.
Victoria is going to send a text to Edwin, because she's actually in a pretty good mood, because I'm just like, there's drama and I'm not involved at all. Good.
It's not mine.
And so she is going to, yeah, because it's just Evan. She's going to send the message, hope you are feeling fruit Pete emoji -y.
And the response comes after like a good probably 5 minutes, and he responds, I just got it. Puns, huh? With a question mark.
If you tell anyone, I will deny it.
Yes, that is what I figured. I suppose they wouldn't be very grateful for the knowledge anyway.
Hey!
And with that, the evening or the morning takes you all, and
I want to make sure to instruct Mercedes to keep a especially watchful eye on Nymeria.
all right, yeah, no problem.
I went into this road trip with a lot more faith in her than I have at the moment. And
Yeah, that's fair.
Mhm.
So I'll keep an eye.
Thank you.
And
Obviously, rest when you need to rest, but
no one could stop me from sleeping. They'd die if they tried.
oh, I believe it.
And the morning is tense but uneventful. Minerva, I am assuming you have maintained the Stoneheart spell. And as you crest into the second or third hour of the third day, you eventually are pulling into the heavily wooded area of the Upper Peninsula before it comes to a craggly dirt road, which you pull off into the forest even deeper and stop. Leopold sort of clasps his hands together and says, well, if you go too quickly, all things considered. Now then, let's handle some business, huh? And he steps out, stretches. My, it is teeming with life up here, as usual.
Where are we to go to?
Ah, well, that is what we have our friend here for. And you see Jericho is stepping out and slings a large rifle across his back, and also what appears to be just a bag that's full of various items. And he goes, yeah, I'm your fucking Pocahontas. And
You do have a purpose. Wonderful.
Lead the way into the
We're in a
woods.
wooded area now, right?
Yep.
I am going to. And I was going to look, but it's not what it's just not what you think it's.
Oh,
for.
it seems.
Exactly. Victoria's gonna break off like a branch, but she's looking for one that actually has a curve in it. Specifically.
And
She's gonna start
with that.
She's gonna start kind of whittling away at that, because a little known fact, she has ranks in craft.
Ooh. Okay. So you all begin to make your way, and eventually You all hear different sounds, chittering, ambient noises all around you. And you see that he sort of, Jericho sort of looks up and goes, "We're getting close. Good." And Leopold continues to follow. He seems to be enjoying being surrounded by such large trees that cast such great shadow. Um, and as you all, see, am I still audible? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
you were definitely quieter though.
As you all begin to make your way into the forest even deeper, you all stop briefly as you hear in the distance. Ah, there we are. Be on your P's and Q's, yeah? And you hear this loud crunching and breaking of wood as two large dumps hit the ground, and in front of you stands a massive guru, probably about 8.5 feet tall, sort of looming over.
Oh.
And you hear another, and then another, then another, and then another. 5 or so pairs of feet sound like they fall, but you only see the one guru.
Leopold?
And you see that Jericho sort of holds his hands out and goes, "Hey, hey." And he begins to do this weird mixture of what looks like signed language and very primal grunts and points to you all and himself, and then into the direction you're heading. And then you watch as the guru squints and slowly begins to morph down into the form of a about 6'2" woman. And she stalks over and says, "Kindred, all right. What are you all here for?"
Well, certainly not the decor.
She just stares at you.
We're here to
Wish
help.
you something important.
Right, there's a coalition that we're supposed to talk to. By orders of the Prince of Detroit.
We are beholden to no prince. Certainly one over the Motor City.
Well, unfortunately we are, and she had very specific instructions for us to follow. We're supposed to speak to this coalition.
We have pertinent news that would affect all of us, including Kindred, Guru, pretty much anyone who isn't. Pretty much everyone, yes.
There's a threat to the wellspring.
Human of tainted blood travels with you. The Inquisition sworn to hunt you, and yet here you travel together. And you see Leopold sort of go, "And that's how you should know that what we speak of is quite important. We would love to speak to your alpha, if at all possible." You see she turns and says, "I will not move slowly for you." And she begins to break off into a run through the forest.
Eat this time.
Yeah. And as you all, it's fairly easy enough for all of you being supernatural creatures yourself to keep pace with this guru. You do get a little loss as she seems to weave in and out of the trees almost effortlessly. And you see a bit oddly that Jericho is also having no problem keeping time with all of you. as you're going. And him being more outdoorsy, he does duck around bushes and trees a bit more efficiently, but it's clear that he doesn't know this exact area, as at least not as well as the woman in front of you does. And
You're
eventually,
really quite interesting, Jericho.
and he would completely ignore that. And you all reach this large open area that has several what look like hand constructed cabins, shelters of various places. There are people milling about. Some of them you see are complete a dark purple hue with no ears, nose, very few features in general, sort of milling about with hand woven baskets. You see other Guru. You see people who appear to be human uh, until they begin to float and pass through trees without walking around them. And you see in the center a very, very large well. Just this circular well that's probably about 30 foot in diameter, that's in the center of all of these shelters. Um, and you see this very, very large person. But it's not entirely a person. You see the tufts of hair grown out along the chest and down the back and peeking out from the shoulders of what they wear. This appears to be an almost in between morph state of a Guru. They are not in their humanoid form, nor are they fully in their wolf form. And they approach holding a staff, and they say, "And so they arrive."
Yes, hello.
Hmm.
And who might you be?
I am Jorga.
The elf.
That's
I
a
presume.
name.
Yes. Tell me, undead ones, what brings you to the coalition?
News of a rogue member of an Inquisition attempting to poison the wellspring.
Hmm. And sort of look around at everyone who has sort of stopped and staring at the newcomers. And he sort of points off in a direction for them all. And they all continue about their business. And he says, "The wellspring, it cannot be poisoned."
We think
What
that
What they carry is a bag of the most foul, most profane ichor harvested from kindred and demons.
He
And
sort of squints when you mention demons. Those
this
of you,
is enough to poison everything. Not just kindred, not just kind, not just the Guru in the area.
those of you who live an unlife, what do you know of the wellspring, of Mother Earth, and its spiritual powers?
what do we know about the wellspring and its spiritual powers?
Not
Nada.
not much. I would say that Genevieve
Yeah.
and Victoria can make me a pretty hearty.
Cult?
Nope. Specifically not a cult, actually.
Oh,
Make me an awareness plus resolve roll.
resolve plus awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. Oof, that's gonna be
I'm
hardy.
good at that.
Too bad you're like 3 months
It's
old.
only like 3 dice for
I know.
me.
3 successes.
Holy shit! I just rolled a 2 10s and a 7. One was on my.
Nice.
I'm gonna take a picture of this because
So Victoria,
Yes.
when you were human, there was a member of your family, likely an older matriarch, uh, who practiced witchcraft of various sorts, specifically of the Age type of magic, which originated primarily in Africa. Um, and growing up around her, she would mention things like the energy, the hum to the earth, listening to the spirits that Gaia herself will send to tell you and warn you of things. And for the most part, a lot of it got sort of relegated into okay, Nana kind of territory. But that sort of awareness that she put you onto led you to your eventual discovery of the existence of kindred and the others at large. Learning that there was something to this spiritualism. Um, so you know light things about the spiritualism of Gaia. Um, Genevieve, on the other hand, there is something about your visions that has always been odd. The very concept of your visions, and this is a discussion you've had with Ophelia herself, don't really make sense. There is no inherent magics to your visions. And you know that that is the case because of people like Minerva. Tremere spend their time to learn magics. Magic is a craft. The sort of innate magical ability of your future sight has always felt connected to the earth and to Gaia and to the earthly spirits that surround you, as though they are guiding you through premonition. So you, while you couldn't really put it into words, you have probably the strongest connection to the spirit of Gaia of anyone in your party.
one was a bestial success. It was a 10 on the hunger die.
I would say that this is not a check that you could have a bestial success on,
Okay, fair enough.
but you do still get the two successes, obviously. But there's the beast has nothing to do with this. And as you sort of furrow your brow for a second, Genevieve, you see that Jorga sort of stares at you and nods and goes, Gaia watches over you.
I've always felt it. I get premonitions, visions, since becoming kindred. They've never been magical in nature.
A misconception that is unfortunately spread amongst your people. That Gaia picks and chooses, and that the Guru are chosen by Gaia to be her protectors. Gaia treats us all the same. Heartbeat or no, lichen or not. The souls that Gaia have imparted on us, the spirits that our mortal vessels borrow, are all connected to her forever. That is not something that one could poison with an evil bag.
My visions have told me that that is quite untrue.
You see that you see that they sort of furrow their brow, a little frustrated.
If Gaia tells me that this is so, I saw the darkness spreading further than just this wellspring to cover the world in a blanket of shadow.
Very well. Gaia says it's so, and so it shall be. And he sort of taps his stick, and you see from out of the woods come probably 4 or so Guru that you all didn't even notice were there. Even those of you with heightened senses on. And they turn and go, begin a patrol around the wellspring. Keep an eye open for anyone who is not supposed to be here. And they sort of nod and return to the trees. And now that you are aware of their presence, you feel their eyes from the trees. There is a prophecy, but it is not a good one.
They never are they?
Unfortunately not, no. In the before times, your ancestors, the oldest of kindred, they threatened to grow so powerful that Gaia saw fit to raise her waters and send a great flood that washed everything. But that is not all the water did. The land was dying. It was draining. It was being drank. The waters rejuvenated and restored what was lost. And it also induced torpor on all those who set to do such deeds. There should be no kindred that walks Gaia that is capable of doing what you speak of. But perhaps, if these visions from Gaia ring true, then some kindred have awoken.
Never went to sleep. It's been some interesting manners of communication recently.
And he squints at you. Come closer to me, girl.
Okay. Just step a little closer.
And they lean down and get real close to you and squint and smell. Do you have plans to exercise this one? He sort of calls over to the rest of the group.
We're
I don't think
unsure.
we know how.
Exorcise?
Correct.
Why?
If you have that ability, I think it would be best.
Listen.
Interesting.
What happens to this force when it is exercised?
Its spirit will be cast back to where it belongs. Stop leeching away your life force, girl.
Do I have a life force?
Yes,
My understanding
you
is
do.
that I'm dead.
And he sort of pokes at your chest and shoulder. He says, This is dead. The meat is dead. But your essence, the soul, that is what it is feeding on.
What did I tell you about a price?
It's not all bad. For knowledge, almost anything is worth it. Pretty much everything.
Jorgus sort of sniffs at you again and says, I will need your permission if I do anything.
Permission for...
An exorcism.
I simply just don't think that's necessary.
Then it will not happen.
Minerva, I don't think this is a situation where logic needs to apply. If you could drop your spell, perhaps you could let your feelings guide you on this one.
To know if I disagree with Minerva. If this spirit force, whatever it is removed
Who
from
knows?
her, where does it head back to?
Exactly.
The book, or
The book, probably.
Or her
probably is not
body.
good enough.
Wouldn't be in Minerva anymore, and I think that's probably what's important.
Is that important, though? We know where she is, and, with some assistance, we can keep her in check.
How have you
She
been
will
feeling
consume you.
lately?
How do you mean?
How have you been feeling lately? How have you been sleeping? Have you been resting nicely? Comfortably?
Recently, yes, I've rested.
Interesting.
Minerva, a stone heart spell cannot save you from the inevitable. Just as a note.
Yes, it won't save me from fire, but it's nice to know.
Change is inevitable.
Indeed, I'm not one to stop change. I think whatever her connection to me is, it's interesting. I'm learning all sorts of things.
And how much can you learn if you no longer around, if you're dead, truly dead? Where does that
And
knowledge go?
someone else will pick up the mantle, as people have done always. Knowledge passes on to others, to others, to others. I'm certain I'm not the first to have picked up her book, and I doubt I will be the last.
I forgot how much you all talk.
My apologies. In any
See
case,
that he sort of taps the stick against the ground again, and he turns to the rest of you and says, "There is nothing you can do if someone does not want a leech removed." And he points to her and says, "It will either bleed her dry, or she'll pluck it. That's all."
You could
Then-
burn the leech.
I don't think that book will burn.
I think this this can be
This can-
decided once we have been assured that the reason we came here is complete.
There is, and you see great discomfort comes to their face. There is something we must do then.
Is
If what
the
you speak, if what your friend who has been blessed with sight speaks is true, and the well will be poisoned, there is nothing in Gaia that can cleanse her of her own poison. The prophecy states that Gaia will be poisoned with that which she has created, twisted into an unrecognizable form. It is a wound that Gaia will not be able to heal because it originates from her. So we will need something that is not of Earth. Unfortunately,
like a meteorite or
no. We are going to need the tears of a fae.
Seems a fate worse than death, almost.
Oh, honey, even with the spell,
I'm
Right.
glad that the potential destruction of everything that we know and hold dear is an opportunity for laughs.
What's on life without laughter?
So no, I thought you were making a joke.
Right. There's a fae that lives in the forest. We will have to contact it.
Right. And then
And then we make a deal.
That
Alright.
is unwise.
That is possibly the most unwise thing in existence. And yet it is what we need.
I don't suppose we could just punch it in the face or cut some onions or something.
You know, that I would actually like to see. It is an old creature. Keep your wits about you, and they'll take their stick and point at Mercedes and Jericho and say, "You humans, touched by the others as you are, stay here."
I'm not comfortable with that.
And they look at you and says, "Then you can stay as well."
And why can they not go?
Because if they do not have supernatural genes, energy, protection coursing through every part of their being, and not just, and they point their stick at Jericho, whatever new concoction the latest Inquisition has made, they will be swayed, charmed, and destroyed.
Hmm.
They look at
Merc-
you and then Mercedes. Don't worry. Unlike the way that the Camarilla and the Anarchs and the rest of the others work, the Coalition is a safe place for all.
Right. I think you'll understand if I don't necessarily believe that. Uh,
I
You
don't
have some twine
understand,
I
but
can have.
I am not offended. Yes,
I
I can procure some twine.
Thank you.
turn to Mercedes. Do you want me to stay behind?
You see, she's loading her pistol and goes, um, silver does work on werewolves, Guru, right? That's not like just a myth. She pulls the chamber back, cocks the hammer. No, I'll be fine.
All right. Okay.
And Leopold says, "Well then, I suppose that we should make our way." Let us go. And as you all begin to travel, Jorga, who is walking, but somehow outpacing you all, and says essentially, the issue with prophecy is that prophecy comes to pass. There will be no stopping the poisoning of the wellspring. There is only the curing of that poison.
Well, that How certain are you of that?
I have lived through many a prophecy, even taken part in one or two. It is immutable.
There are things we should do before we reach this Fae.
Many.
These Fae. Do not give them your full name, your true name. Under any circumstances, that gives them power over you. Do not accept gifts. They're tricky with gifts. Gifts are expected to be paid in kind. Same with deals. Making a deal with a Fae gives them, again, power over you, and it's all about power and manipulation. This is why I warned everyone before we left on this trip.
And yet apparently a deal is our only way forward.
Yes, because they are manipulative. And if there was any way that they could insert themselves into the narrative, they would.
Once again, I can send Mercedes to get some onions.
Ugh.
Won't be that. But not for us.
What could we
That's-
possibly have to offer this Fae?
There are lots of things you can offer a Fae. Servitude. Your
That
soul.
question in it of itself is a bit of a misnomer. I believe that you all are going into this like you would go into an encounter with one of your kind, trying to prepare. Which would be smart, but Fae, they are creatures that subsist off of chaos. They could want your name for something as light as a knock-knock joke, or something as heavy as indentured servitude for the rest of your unlife. We will not know. The key is patience. Wait. They get bored, and they don't like being bored. I may trade you something without them getting anything substantial in return. The itch to make a deal is a strong one. And you watch as the trees begin to thin and the grass grows and it's yellow. And the bark of the surrounding trees that are left from the thinning out is this jagged, ugly, mottled purple color. And you see in a clearing ahead of you, in a throne that is crafted out of grass and thorns, sitting stark naked, dark black skin, almost like the night sky, pearly white eyes with no irises, and a crown of thorns. You see, whatever this is.
I thought I had seen the worst part of the forest.
Welcome. You all have entered my home. What can I do for you?
That is disconcerting. Hello, we come as friends.
As I read. What is your name?
I don't think we're that good friends quite yet.
Well, people only come, see, and First, I must know the question.
Well, we need something of you.
And what might
A tear. We need it for a
No. There's no need to say what we need it for. It's just that we need it.
secret? That's not friend.
Oh, I wasn't under the impression that we were friends yet. But perhaps in time?
A fickle thing.
Can I just need to make sure it's the right button. I believe it's eject. Yeah. I'm gonna eject. I think the other one would be better suited to this, strangely.
I don't. Yeah, I'm always happy to see them.
There's another one.
Yes, I think you'll like them. And I click checked button.
Put my hand on their shoulder tightly.
So just kind
I've
of
also
wobble a
informed
little bit.
both
You
of
did.
them about the. I made sure.
Naming. You almost didn't inform the other one, though.
I know. I almost.
That's
didn't.
That's what I was about to do. I was to say,
Ah.
be sure you don't give your name.
Yeah. Because I did tell.
Oh, Baby Ray knew.
Baby Ray knew.
Baby Ray was there for the
first telling.
the first time. But Therapist wasn't.
Therapist wasn't. That's why I went over the rules again.
Very dirty glasses. Well, hello there. Hi. Aren't you just a wonderful shade of dusk? Are you a fae?
If that's what you all refer to this as, yeah. My apologies. I didn't know I had. Yes, this isn't my outfit. But I'm glad you.
Oh, I absolutely adore it. You look incredible. So, what are we doing here again?
We're here to ask for a tear.
Oh, right. A tear. So, what exactly do you want?
That is a difficult question. I don't
I know the feeling.
Sorry, I didn't catch that because there was.
I don't believe it's here.
Oh, you're waiting for something? Oh. Well, do you want company?
Cool.
Okay. Well, okay. If I keep you company until that thing gets here,
Right.
Ray,
would you give me a tear?
No, Ray. Be patient. Please.
They say patience is virtue, but I find virtues.
I 100% agree. I can't stand waiting. That's why I'm offering to kind of, hang out with you.
And as you all blink The Fae is now in front of you with a hand extended.
Perhaps more formal.
Can
My
I
name is Charles. Nice to meet you. Please, impart my thoughts.
can I drop the Stoneheart spell?
Certainly.
Can I take Ray's hands and just hold him? Ray? Hi. Hi. You should not agree to anything quite yet.
I haven't agreed to anything yet.
Well, someone's written.
Well, yes. You can
No.
call me Jenny.
Oh, please. I have names for you all. I've been. Wait. He points, or it points to Ray. But decides. The nemesis who made the scales and the fall.
Well, usually I'd avoid names like those. Why would we have those nicknames?
It's wonderful that you finally been able to join. I've waited. And alas, yes, it's Friday.
And you all hear trees snap, bend, and break as in a full-blown sprint comes out this large Garou form carrying this chest-sized bundle with them.
Jorga!
And you watch the form loosen to a recognizable one to Genevieve. And a bundle held tightly to the chest.
Jorga. Jorga, something's happened to him. I don't know what's wrong.
And you all see
I run
bundle
towards the bundle.
convulsing, foam at the mouth, covered in dark red spider lines across the face. It's Atreus.
Oh, baby.
For those of you with heightened senses can hear slowly faltering heartbeat.
I rush to Atreus.
And as you do, you see recognition on the mother's face and immediate, confusion and a bit of relief, but it's all being totally overrun by the tidal wave of worry. And you see that she's saying,
Jorga, he's dying.
and Jorga stands there, motionless, as does Leopold. Ribbons of color swirling in their eyes. As Charlie steps forward and says,
Oh, to have its life snuffed out further. Cry.
and you see the mother sort of looks like this.
You save him.
And Charlie says,
Why? In fact, this is so. If I restored his life, might he shed a tear?
what do you all do?
What is the cost for his life?
I want his name. Not too much to ask.
and you see Artreus sputters and coughs, and the heartbeat gets weaker.
TikTok.
You
We
see
could.
that the mom looks to you all.
What if I gave you my name?
Interesting.
Or is there something else of mine you want? I heard that!
100%.
Audible! You're audible!
That was hilarious.
I think your name quite nice.
Boy's name is Atreus.
I am swearing to Jesus Christ. Holy guacamole.
You watch Charlie raise a finger and shake and says, No, that's not how it works.
A name is given by the person.
I can give you my name.
What? We could just not.
Shh, trust me.
I didn't. Sorry.
I can give you.
A name is given by what? I didn't catch that last word.
A name is given by they who own it.
How do you expect?
Someone else's name.
How do you expect the boy to give his name when he is like this?
I will make it so. He's a child. I would only ask that when I ask for his name once he awakens, none of them interfere.
I
Right.
should know what he's giving up.
What? The boy should know the true cost. What the name would be used for.
Oh, you silly fool. None of them know the true cause. Why should the boy be any different?
Or we could just sit here and wait and give you
And
nothing.
You see that the mother's face is absolutely indignant at even the suggestion of that.
I just want to put a finger. I want to put a finger to my lips.
I'm gonna need you to make me a charisma plus persuasion check.
Could I make it a public speaking thing?
No. This is a check with a hefty DC, as you are literally asking her to hold her dying child in her arms with an option to save him.
And not do it? Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's 2 successes. It doesn't do much. I mean,
And
I only have
she
2
says-
dice.
She says, someone has to do something.
Yes. And it would be so boring if
I'll
you
extend
didn't
my
see what
hand to the
happened,
Fae.
Charlie.
No.
It had to be me.
This is yours.
It doesn't have to be you. Why does it have to be you?
Because the boy and I are connected.
Then let it be the boy.
Genevieve Alexandria Clark.
Ay, guacamole.
And they take the hand and say, pleasure to meet you. And they lean closer and say, my name is Charlie. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Fuck no! Oh, I had a plan.
So I'm gonna re-roll my character. So have fun with that, everybody.
Character doesn't die on contact.
I owe myself to a Fae, everybody.
You don't know if that's what Charlie wants.
Who knows? Who
It
knows?
may
Who's
not.
to
It
say?
may not want your soul.
Probably. But, you know. Hi, everybody.
Did you not see those mouths?
I would just like to remind
They were
everyone
nice.
that this isn't the season finale.
No, it's not. This is the penultimate.
That's
episode
next
of-
week.
Yeah,
So I guess
yeah,
now
what
all you're
bullshit
gonna
are
have.
you gonna put for the next fucking cliffhanger?
Explosions
I'm
everywhere.
guessing Atreus being sick is the bane.
Atreus being sick is the bane. Yeah.
Okay.
Forcing our hand.
What were the boons then?
The boon for Mercedes is that she had silver bullets.
Nice.
The boon for there was one for Genevieve and one for Fee, right?
Yeah.
The boon for Fee is that I actually can't say that. I almost said that out loud. Fee's boon happened.
You can say it.
No,
It's
I
fine.
can't.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
I can't.
Nah, I don't know about that.
And the boon for Genevieve is it made a new friend.
New friend.
Smile emoji.
Okay, I'm gonna yell at more.
So if anyone wants, yeah, the bane is Milan's fault this time, not Rowan's fault.
Yeah, Milan was real fast.
If anybody would like an idea of what Charlie looks like, you don't already know.
Oh yeah, we know.
Uh,
This is what
This is what Charlie actually looks like when they're wearing their own skin. They stole this skin, but
you know. So we're gonna go do our outros.
yeah. So hopefully you all enjoyed episode 11 of Under the Pale Cold Sun, the Upper Peninsula, and we can do some outros starting with the lovely Rowan.
Yeah, me. Thanks for joining us, lovely people. My name is Rowan. You can find me on the internets as @RedWhiteRP. Fuck me. What am I supposed to say right here? You can find me every other Monday over on Everybody Crits for X Millennials and AU X-Men Mutants and Masterminds game, where I play Marcus Masters, aka Radiant, All-American Boy / Lightbulb. I will be on this channel again next Tuesday for the finale of Second City Saviors, our Masks game. I'm a very sad witch girl, and a lot of things are going to happen. Be on the lookout also, and go check out Twitter for the Fey Realm, which is a new upcoming TTRPG space by and for LGBT plus BIPOC and femme or people of marginalized genders. It's great. I'm the creative lead over there. I get to make so many spreadsheets. It's gonna be fun. I think I'm done.
Awesome. Next up in this wonderful, wonderful, happy cast that we have, our resident Ventru.
He's pretty much just vibing it right now, actually.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it's just like people can die, whatever. But yes, hi, I'm Alicia. I play Victoria. You can find me here, obviously, for this game. On Tuesdays, you can find me for a Cypher game, which is Big Send Up with Power Rangers. Super fun. Fridays, I don't think I'm anywhere in particular all the time. Saturdays, most often you can find me over on the Dicey Amazon's channel, mostly in chat, but occasionally I'm part of the Vibrant Levin's Bin Pop one-shot series of games. Super fun. Sundays, I'm normally on my own channel, where I stream either Monster Prom or Crimson Spires, which maybe somebody here voices a character there. But yeah, that's where you can typically find me. Passing it over to Bo.
Hi, I'm Bo. You can find me on the Twitters as @DorkyTeacher. You can also find me on Twitch @JustDorkyTeacher. Dorky Teacher was taken. Obviously, I mean, I'm here every Wednesday, and I want to keep being here and not get eaten by a fae. You can also find me on Polished Cryptids channel every other Saturday at 8 p.m. for a High Seas Hijinks D&D game where I play a Thembo merfolk who just wants everyone to be happy and get along. You can also find me on Sunday on my own channel where we will be starting, not this weekend, but next weekend, we will be starting, oh, you can't see that, The Portrait of Dorian Gray, if I could show you the cover of this book without showing you the background.
Damn, that green screen being too good.
Curse you! But yeah, we'll be reading The Portrait of Dorian Gray. And the copy that I actually have is the one that I have from high school. So that's pretty fun. Other than that, I am starting another show on Monday afternoons, evenings, with a friend of mine on my own channel, where we will be playing through dating sims together. So we started yesterday because it was kind of just out of the blue. We were just like, hey, you wanted to like stream a game? And we decided to start streaming Dream Daddies. It was a toss-up between Dream Daddies and Crimson Spires, because I also have that. So that'll be next after Dream Daddies. And then we'll be streaming Crimson Spires. Yeah, that's all I have going on.
Hot.
Yeah, no, I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, I know that voice. I know that very attractive voice. I think that's everything for me. Yeah. I'm moving over the weekend. That's the update for me. Yeah.
Hey!
And next up, our resident Stoneheart.
It's me, Little Bean. I did everything completely rationally. Hello, I'm Darby Pack. You can find me on Twitter as @DarbyPack. That's my real human name. But secretly, I'm just a possum in a skin suit. Outside of finding me here, you can find me as the co-host of Chaotic Creations, a podcast where we take weird TTRPG prompts and make weird TTRPG characters. You can listen to us anywhere you can listen to podcasts, and here, Wednesday mornings on the Critical Misses channel. What? It's pretty neat. And if you like watching me do things, you can watch our own Twitch channel @ChaoticPod on Twitch, where my co-host Harper and I do a lot of different things, including this Friday we're releasing our own actual play, where several members of this cast here are members of a show called Hidden Magics, where Harper, my co-host, is our wonderful DM, and we're playing a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition game. It's lots of fun. There's no secrets in that show. Not a one.
None whatsoever.
I'm playing a regular bard.
Super open magics.
Yeah, super open magics. Yeah, we and I'm also part of the Fey Realms. I'm your friendly community egg ghost.
Yep.
That will make sense eventually.
Yeah, I'm an egg.
Yeah.
And
then we have our fearless leader,
who has just sold their soul to an archfey. Cool. Hi.
No.
I'm Anita, or Critical Misses. You can find me here. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Fridays I'm in chat because I do tech for our show then. Saturdays you can find me here for Morning Ritual. Our guest this week is Sarah is Coffee. And what else can you find me? Sundays you can find me at Cobalt Press's channel for Into the Southlands. Also, I am now doing this thing full time. So I am now a full-time TTRPG streamer and graphic designer. So if you need graphic design, my rates are in my pin tweet. Hit me up.
And if you don't tip Anita, I will break into your house and replace all your cereal with Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies aren't so bad, especially if you got bananas in them.
I'll just break your spirit if you do that.
No, that's fair.
Tip your artists.
It's true.
Or else.
But yeah, that is me, so I will throw it over to D. D.
Pretty sure they're in 3D actually, but
Yes.
good guess.
Hi. My name's Charles. Thank you guys for watching.
Fun. And yeah, we have anybody to rate?
Persephone is online running some D&D.
Yeah, let's hit up Seth.
So we will raid into Persephoroth.
Iffy! From our culture to yours.
And as always, the raid call is VTM raid, !VTM raid in chat. Will give you the raid call. Hello from our coterie to yours. D, would you like to sign us off?
Yes. And for one last time, if you could join us for the full eclipse next week.
Yes, I should also mention, next week is finale week, so we've got finales for all our shows next week.
Indeed we do.
We do.
So if you could join us back here one last time next week for episode 12, we would enjoy it so much. And we will see you the next time the pale, cold sun rises. Bye, everybody.